It's Kev from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make some sense out of nonsense. And today is, I don't know, Wednesday, something like that. And I'm going to try to do just that. If you are here, let me know. My other internets is not working over there, and I don't know why. So we'll figure that out as we go. If you can, though, chat in and let me know you can hear me so we can get busy, because I don't want to be wasting words. I got to get to some serious stuff tonight. So let's see. Anybody there? Check one, check one. There we go. I see y'all. And if you can hear me, it's time to get busy. That number up there, don't forget, text MAGA to that number. Now, I rock the planet. I rock the planet. Real gorilla. Real gorilla. There's some kings in the building. Gorillas in here, gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Now, don't forget, there's also is Kevin's Corner store in here. So if you want to check out Kevin's Corner store for some merch, feel free. I would appreciate it. Also, I do have a fundraiser link that you all are aware of. And if you just can't help it, you're like, man, I'm just compelled to throw a whole bunch of nickels and dimes in Kev's fundraiser. I'd appreciate that too. That always does help out the channel. And also, don't forget to hit that like button, share my videos, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel, just in case you've been unsubscribed to the channel. And follow me on X, follow me on True Social, follow me on Twitter, follow me on all those good joints, man, just in case they try to bounce me off of here. Now, guys, before we get into the stuff that's really going to make you mad, which this probably will too. See, I just can't let it go. I've been trying to let this go now for like 3 days, but I keep finding more clips to just make me say, how dumb are our politicians? Or should I say the Democrat Party? We got some dumb, rhinos, and we got some dumb Republicans, don't get me wrong. But the Democrat Party is a special type dumb. They're on a whole nother level of dumbness, stupidity, and evil. That's a bad combination when you mix stupidity with evil and power. Whole bunch of bad news. Now, let me turn my notifications off. I totally forgot to do that. All right, we don't want no disturbances while I'm talking about the dumb Dems now, do we? Yeah, I want to be unabated when I'm letting them have it. So, guys, y'all remember we've been talking about this since Easter, but there's some more stuff to it. Look at this mess. So, wait, here's creepy. Here's creepy.
Everyone's celebrating Transgender Day of Visibility. I want you to know that your president sees you. Jill, Kamala, Doug, our entire administration sees you for who you are. Yeah. Made in the image of God and deserving of dignity, respect, and support.
Today.
So y'all saw that? That was creepy. And then Black Gay Drop, the Black Gay Drop, whatever. I don't even know her real name. I've been calling her Black Gay Drop so much. The press secretary, she had to come out and try to clean it up because everybody was like, now, wait a minute. Why would he substitute Easter with Transgender Visibility Day? Well, Black Gay Drop went into straight up lying mode. It ain't even PR, straight lying. You know what? I'm offended that, you would even ask something like that. I mean, it's been taken so far out of context, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, no, it hasn't. I mean, did we misinterpret what Joe was saying? That's my question. So she tried to come out and say, well, it was because, it always falls on that date and all that. But he signed a declaration. See, it was more than just him vocalizing it. He went ahead and I do as Joseph Robinette Biden declare March 31st. So he actually went one step further than just a shout out. It was more than just a shout out. But here's the tricky thing about it. You can always tell the message and the agenda of the Democrat Party based on how many of the Muppets come out there and parrot the same thing. This wasn't just something Joe was focused on and just popped up in his head while he was talking like, yeah, you know what? As a matter of fact, it is gonna, let me go ahead and say, this is something the whole administration has coordinated, and this is their agenda. So if anybody's wondering what's important to the Democrat Party and what's a part of their agenda, well, here you go. hey, here's a guy girl right there who's a bootleg pseudo admiral and happens to also be, I don't know, transformer. So let's hear what this guy girl has to say about Easter.
Hey, marks Transgender Day of Visibility.
Wait a minute, I thought it marked Easter. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking it marked Easter. But why is it that he is on the same accord with Joe Biden? I mean, I wonder if she just said, you know what? I didn't even talk to Joe. I didn't know what he was going to mention. I had no idea he was going to sign no declaration of, transgender awareness day, all that. I ain't know. I just said, based on my department, this is something I wanted to focus on. Or is this a agenda across the whole Democrat Party, and they want to subliminally blast this into the psyche of a whole bunch of folks? So let's finish hearing from this person who's supposed to be a doctor, but yet they're a witch doctor. That's what they are, or a warlock doctor, because all of the medicine I ever hear him talking about only deals with the gay and lesbian community and the transgender, and especially kids. For some reason, he's really focused on getting those kids to get pushed in that direction. And I wonder why. So let's go ahead and hear his message for Easter.
Each year on March 31st, we celebrate transgender Americans and all that they have accomplished.
Did you know that? Did anybody know that? I didn't know that. I mean, this is a holiday that just fell out of the sky. For all I know, they could have made it up on the 31st. I wouldn't even know. Each year we celebrate that. I'd be like, really? I had no idea. And they could have been like, neither did we. We just made that up today. But nobody cares because we weren't paying attention to that. But here he is talking about and all of the things that they contribute to society. Now, you know what? Here's the crazy part about this. What do they contribute to society that everybody else doesn't? See, this is what I'm trying to understand. Besides running around throwing tantrums, harassing folks, videotaping folks and talking about you misgendered me, complaining about their victim, all of that, saying that they're about to be unexisted. Now, I'm not saying all of them do that, but I'm saying based on this type of, how should I say, PR, and based on their agenda to push us in that direction, they have now emboldened these people and made them think that they're walking around in a constant state of victimization. So you get a lot of them that are either overcompensating and becoming extremely aggressive and throwing their weight around, knowing that it's going to be backed up by this administration, regardless of how silly and crazy it sounds. Or you get some that are even more malicious that will say, I'm going to go out and make myself famous based off of the tidal wave that these liberal leaders have created. So I'm going to go and just create a whole bunch of victims. I'm going to go ahead and start harassing folks, outing them, trying to embarrass them. Look at this guy right here. He misgendered me. Stuff like that. So now any of the contributions that they have made to society possibly is overshadowed by you guys trying to throw them in everybody's face. How about you just let them live out their life, do what normal people do, go to work, invent stuff, create stuff, make money, all of that stuff, have fun with your family. Why don't you let them do that and then let their work show for itself? You don't have to come out and say all that they have contributed to society, because immediately I start going, what have they contributed? Or are you trying to inflate this like you do when it comes down to the first black whatever, the first whatever? They celebrate the most minute things that everybody else say that's normal. I thought this is the first transgender to ride a bicycle. Wow, look at that. Yeah, that's progress. That's progress. Look at that. And I'm thinking, just let them live their life. But nope. Here it is. We got to celebrate all that they've contributed, but I want to know what it is, though.
We honor the many contributions transgender Americans make in...
Please tell me. I mean, I would hate to be celebrating something and don't know what I'm celebrating for. I would hate to be out there clapping and don't know why. Like a lot of Democrats do when they're sitting in the audience and you get some of these pandering, manipulating fake behind Democrat politicians that'll get up there and throw out all kind of stuff, and the audience just goes, oh, 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 oh. They don't even stop to go, wait a minute, why are we clapping? What who did what and where? What did Joe just say? Why am I clapping? I didn't understand one word that man said, but they'll clap to it anyway. But let's finish hearing all of their accomplishments.
Health, medicine, public service, and
everybody does that. That's my thing. See, when you single people out, you're putting a spotlight on them. I mean, I would just let people walk on by, wouldn't even care. But you're putting the spotlight on them. And everybody's now, let's pay some more attention to this, because apparently me working as a first responder is just normal. But if a transgender person does it, that's progress. They're contributing to society. So break it down to me. Tell me, what have they done to make everybody celebrate this?
Across our nation. At the Department of Health and Human Services, our mission is
to push this into the society. Our mission, every time this dude gets up and he starts talking about something, it always goes back to the transgender community, which he happens to be transgender. Now, isn't that odd? I think it's a conflict of interest. I think it's hard for you to do your job and focus on everybody's health if you're more focused on pushing a personal agenda. Every time a mic is in his face, the transgender community is under attack, and the kids, and they get the affirming care, and I'm going, what about everybody else? And then got the nerve to be talking about women's health, and I'm going, you're not even a woman. Oh boy. But who knows? He's like, I'm every woman inside of me. So let's continue hearing him talk about all these accomplishments.
To improve the health and well-being of all Americans.
At the Department of Education.
Oh, here's another sellout. Look at that. Instead of having a little cross on his little shirt, jacket, or whatever, what does he got? He got the rainbow flag. Now, I'm just saying, you know what burns me up? I mean, I hate to be cynical. Please forgive me. And now, let me put my disclaimer out there. I do not hate the gay and lesbian community, and I don't even hate folks who think they're transgender. I just recognize that that's a delusion that they're suffering from. And I resist them pushing it down everybody else's throat and trying to make us adopt that delusion too. But I also have to recognize, or at least deep down in my gut, have to recognize people like this. Now, what am I saying? This dude, I think, is a sellout. I don't think this dude wakes up and feels this way genuinely. I think if he goes back to the hood or wherever he came from, I don't know his background, but I think growing up, I think that, you know, maybe if he goes around his boys right about now, he'd be like, dude, you know, this is just a part of the agenda. I mean, that's what they're focusing on. The administration's focusing on this. So I got to get up there and sell out. I got to get up there and act like this is deep down in my heart. And you know what? I'm going to get up here and speak truth to power. And I'm going to put my little rainbow flag on right there and jump up here on Easter and try to make it, you know, to pretend like this right here is top of mind. It's near and dear to my heart. And I'm going, you're fake. You're phony. You don't, after you get up there and you read your lines, I bet you don't think about this crap anymore until the administration say, now we're still focused on the agenda, right? Oh yeah, I'm all over it.
We know that all students do their best when they're seen and they're supported. To the many transgender students across the country listening on this Trans Day of Visibility.
This makes me want to throw up in my mouth. To the many students across the country. See, he's a sellout. I mean, he don't really, I don't think this dude really believes that this should be pushed on kids. I think he sold out to be a part of an administration, have a nice position. Who knows where this might take his career. And many Democrats sell out to the nonsense in the Democrat Party. See, they get in there and they're like, all right, I want to enrich myself. I want a career. I want power. I want whatever. What, y'all support this? So I got to pretend that that's important too. So if I'm going to be a part of the Democrat Party, I got to get up there and act as if I'll sit up at night at the coffee table thinking about how I can focus on the kids and at the school. Yeah, I got to pretend. I got to go home to my wife. And she's like, are you really seriously okay with these kids? Well, yes, honey. I absolutely. Why, you're not? Well, maybe I picked the wrong wife. Can't believe you're so insensitive. I bet you that dude gets home like, baby, you know it's a part of the game. Hey, look, we getting paid though, right? We getting paid. Even though we are incentivizing and influencing a whole bunch of kids that might not have even thought about this stuff until adults who should be discouraging this started to push it because of whatever. See, so some Democrats are evil and want to push it, but some Democrats are greedy enough to push it. Yeah, whatever benefit they're getting from that party, they're like, oh, well, I'll get out there and say whatever. Long as I get paid, long as I whatever. And then others are like, good, excellent. We was hoping you would say that because, see, we got another hidden agenda. Yeah, our motivation is evil, and you guys are just probably greedy and willing to sell out and say whatever. So I highly doubt that this guy goes home and takes his work home with him when he gets out there and he talks about this. So now here he is encouraging all the kids around the country about Transvisible Day and all of that stuff. Here we go.
We in the Biden-Harris administration want you to know that we see you.
Oh, God. And we see y'all. We see what you guys are up to. It burns me up. Why are you even addressing kids? Because you want them to feel okay and comfortable. You want them to think that, you know what, we got your back. Yeah. Why are you even bringing this up to kids? See, this burns me up, man. And I hope America is hip to the game. Nobody cares about transgender adults. Nobody. I wouldn't have even, if they would have never brought this up, if this wouldn't have been introduced to society and they would have just been doing it, I wouldn't have even cared. I wouldn't even recognize the difference between a transgender person and a cross-dresser. I mean, back in the day, they were cross-dressers. That's what they were. The transsexuals. I wouldn't have even recognized the difference. And then all of a sudden, when politicians and powerful entities adopted this and tried to mainstream it, now I'm going, what is a what is it? Well, okay, well, I guess that's what they believe is silly, but hey, no, what? Now they're saying kids can do this? Wait a minute now. Wait just a minute. Hold up now. Why are you telling kids this is okay? And you're an adult. You're a full-blown adult in office. And then it went from that to I'm seeing kids running around in sports and stuff. And I'm going, but nobody's saying nothing about this. I just watched the two black young men take 1 and 2 in the track meet up there. I forget where it was at. 2 young black high schoolers blowing out all the girls, making them all furious. And I'm looking at this crap going, I didn't want this. This wasn't my hill to die on. I mean, y'all brought this to us. So now you want me to overlook that? You want me to pretend I'm not seeing these 2 young men about 20 to 12 feet in front of all the girls? You want me to pretend I didn't see that? You want me to celebrate that and say it's okay? They're living out their truth. You want me to overlook the girls standing there with bronze and medals and those 2 young men standing up there with gold and silver and all the rest of them hand on the hip, head to the side, looking down like this is a bunch of bullcrap. You want me to overlook that? Huh? You want me to overlook all of this stuff? And so these Democrats are supporting this crap. They're bringing more attention to it than anything. And then they really bring attention to it when they went ahead and mentioned it on Easter.
We support you and we celebrate you.
We celebrate you.
We also know it's not an easy time to be you.
Nope, that's not true. You're telling them that it's not an easy time to be them. You're encouraging to walk around feeling like everybody hates them. Yeah, you guys are planting the seed, not only to influence them to explore these thoughts and ideas, thus the sudden uptick out of nowhere with kids thinking that they're this. But secondly, when they do explore it and real adults step in and say, why are y'all encouraging kids to do this? These kids aren't 18. Why are y'all influencing this? Now all of a sudden, everybody's attacking you. You're a victim. Folks are trying to save and protect them. But now you're trying to tell them, I know it's not easy to be you.
Walking into a classroom should be an act of hope, not an act of bravery. That every day you choose to show up as your true self, you make this world a more brave, more honest.
And they're just as delusional as the people who believe this. But see, really, they're evil. Now he's trying to encourage them. They're showing up as their true self. No, they're not. I mean, I don't even see why this is 2024, but we're getting dumber. Or should I say, we're getting eviler. That's what's happening. You got to be demonic to go ahead and encourage kids that when you show up in a classroom after taking whatever medication you need to suppress puberty, possibly even altering your body, and you got a nice, healthy body, and you're saying you're showing up as yourself, that man deserves the football to the groin. That's what he deserves. I want to get a big, rock hard NFL football. I don't even want the college version. I want a big NFL football. And I'm like, okay, maybe I can't throw it hard enough. Somebody go Patrick Mahomes. I need you to throw this football as hard as you can into that man's groin. I want him talking like Mickey Mouse. And then talking about now you're showing up at your true self. Oh, that's right. Now you have to push transgender ideology. That's what I want. As this dude encourages kids to do this. Now you're showing up as yourself.
Honest and more free place. In your gift for seeing things as they could be.
Seeing things and see, this is the type of crazy verbiage that they're dropping into the heads of people. Seeing things as they could be. So basically, you're okay to use your imagination and imagine you are whatever you want to be, even if you're not. And it's okay to see things as they could be, not should be, not is, could be. So basically, you're telling them, hey, use your imagination. You could be whatever you want. But hey, I got a gut feeling it don't work like that. I got a gut feeling that God said in the beginning, he made male and female. That's right. That's what I got a feeling for. And God don't make no mistakes there, you big old jelly-backed, sorry sellout man, you. As things could be. Set those kids up for failure. Once they realize, I don't care how much I grit my teeth and tighten up in my sphincter muscles, and I'm like, okay, I wish. I will always wake up and be what I was born to be. That's it. Now, you can live in denial, but many of them wake up, and when they realize it, they're going, who in the heck let me do this? Where are the adults that let me do this and I was 15? Thanks a lot, Mom. Well, I was progressive. I wanted you to, I want to affirm. No, you were stupid. Listening to the Democrats.
I see the promise of America. Today, we at the Department of Education want you to know that your school, your community, and your country are better because you're a part of it. You don't just belong here. We need you here.
I don't know how anybody votes for these people. I'm telling you, they are the lowest scum of the earth. Lowest scum of the earth. Why are you encouraging these kids, man? Look, if the kids dealing with these internal issues, get help, the right help. But this guy's, we're encouraging you. We want you to, you belong here. You're encouraging them to live a lie, man. You're setting them up to be a social misfit. That's what you're doing. Now, if you are struggling with some tendencies and you turn 18 and you don't grow out of it, it is what it is. You're 18 now. You don't think we had guys and girls when we were growing up? I'm like, man, that girl, I mean, she could throw football like a boy. Hey, you want to play with us on the playground? We're playing tag, football, touch football. Yeah, I'll play. And I'm like, she got a pretty nice spiral. And just so happened grow up and I'm like, oh, no wonder she was able to throw that spiral. But nobody in the school was like, you ever thought about this being a boy? We've had guys that were able to double dutch better than the girls, and they were sweet with the hand, dick things like that. Miss Sue from Alabama. We are having a party. We had guys that was able to do that. We just, what's up, so and so on. But we never said, you know what? Maybe you should be. They just grew up, and then all of a sudden we were like, oh, no wonder. But they were grown-ups. Nobody looked at them differently and crazy. Nobody mocked them and this and that. We all sensed it. We said, hey, you just now realizing that? You ain't see that when she was out there throwing jabs on the playground in the corner? Like, you ain't know she was going. I mean, these are things that, you pick up on. But when you get older, you do whatever you want. And I love you for who you are. Might not agree, might not participate, but I love you for who you are. These people are malicious. They're encouraging this even when there's a high probability nobody's thinking about it until they plant the seed. They're playing the role of diablos and demons, planting the seed when it wasn't even there. On Easter, nonetheless.
From all of us here at the Department of Education, happy Trans Day of Visibility.
I thought he was going to say Happy Easter. Good googly moo. Every time I find another clip about this, I want to Ralph. I need the cat back right. And here's the creep himself. Here's Diablo's coming out on that creepy sleepy coming out on the balcony with the Easter bunny and his caretaker.
Happy Easter!
So far, so good.
Yeah, he's doing okay. Got
the
that out.
United States of America.
Okay.
And there's nothing beyond our capacity. God bless you all. Enjoy the day. And I'm coming down to do that Easter egg roll in just a minute.
Now, he got that out somehow, y'all. He should just quit. He should have just go ahead and turned around and wobbled down the steps, leading the head first, because right about now his head is like a baby. He wobbled on down there. But nope, Joe's going to go ahead and try to stick the landing.
Thank you all so very, very much.
Very much.
Thanks, everybody. And by the way, say hello to oyster bunnies. Come on up, buddy.
Who?
Get up here so they can see you. Come on, get in there.
Say hello to who?
Pretty big bunny, huh?
What did he just say?
I don't know.
And by the way, say hello to oyster bunnies. Come on up, bunnies. Get up here so they can see you.
Anybody ever seen an oyster bunny? And by the way, soon as he said, by the way, I knew he was in trouble. I'm like, oh. And I know Jill was pinching his fat meat right there. That back meat right there. I bet you behind that bush, she was digging into that fat meat. Like, No more by the ways. And by the way, ow! The oyster bunnies.
Come on, get in there.
Oyster bunnies. Look at that.
And by the way, say hello to oyster bunnies. Come on up, bunny. Hi, kids. Would you like some oysters?
What the hell is going on?
I ask that question every day, Trump. So not only does this fool who they just wrote something down there and he got up there, probably don't even know what it is. What? Transformers Day. Happy Transformers Day. I loved that toy as a kid. I seen all the movies too. And by the way, happy Oyster Day. I like oysters. Do you like oysters, Jill? Shut up, Joe. Okay. That's what should have been happening. But here he is. Here's the creep. They done let the creep out. The creep come out at night. The creep come out. He got his long, creepy old man flasher coat on. There you go. Got the flasher coat. And he's creeping amongst all the regular humans here. Let's see what happens. There he is. The pretend jog. Which ain't a jog. It's probably a stumble because his head is leading first. Like little kids. You think they're running, but they're just trying to catch up with their heads. That's all. When they're about 2. There it is. So Joe, with his little slight jog, catching up with his head. He's on the movie. Now you know you can't really look completely. I don't know where I am. Where are you? That man looks pathetic. Uh-oh. There it is. He done locked on. Oh, God. Wait a minute. What do I see in this picture? Dun, 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 dun. What is that? A child. A child, you say? So now, look at this innocent child with her back turned, and look at the creep lock in on her with his hands up like this, walking around. Oh, yeah. Watch this. Come here, you. Gotcha. Taking you back into the white. Wait. Oh, doesn't belong to me? Yeah. Oh, yeah, look at the kid. Kids can sense evil. Absolutely. You see that kid going to tears immediately? Immediately. That man beelined. Now, you would think they would have a leash on Joe. They should put one of them things that they use on kids, those collars with the leash. Jill should have one of those. Because you know Joe has no self-control when it comes down to his fetishes. If he sees a pretty lady or a child, it is on and popping. I don't care what he's doing at the time. It's his weakness. So I do declare America will be the... Oh, yeah. I'll be right back. No matter what he's doing. So you got to get him with one of these, Jill. You need the choke chain on this man. But there he is, though, on the loose, scaring the kids. Poor thing.
Stranger danger.
Yeah. Look at him. Did I scare you? I just want to sniff. That's all I want. Watch her hit him. Watch her hit him. Look, Jill over here. Get over here. Get over here. Get over here. Over here. Right there. Come here. Come here. Get away from that kid. Get away from the kid, Joe. There it is. That's right.
They don't like you. I don't like you.
I don't care. I'm here for the girl.
The girl don't like you. Nobody likes you.
Nobody.
Where's your daddy?
Uh-oh, what's this?
And your mommy, right? Do you want to go back? Do you want to go back to them, or do you want to stay with Donald Trump?
Jump.
There it is, Joe. That's what I'm talking about. See, the kids know the difference. Animals and kids know evil. So the kids want to hang out with Trump, but they all cry when Joe comes around. Uh-huh. So, yeah, that was the White House Easter Sunday celebration, scaring kids and talking about transgenders and yeah, stuff like that. Telling the kids don't put any religious symbols or anything on their Easter eggs. That was it. That was what they were there about. While Trump went out there and he actually talked about the meaning of Easter. So therefore, I conclude that the Democrat Party is a paganistic cult that hates America and almost all religions except their own. So there it is. Now, speaking of the Democrats, if you love your country, if you're an American citizen, you got to be brokenhearted when you see what they have done to us. In my title, I said, look what they've done to us. And I put the capital U.S. See, so I'm talking about us, but I'm also talking about the U.S., the United States of America. Look what they have done to us. They have brought us to the point where we're up here debating whether kids can get transitioned, whether pornography should be in schools, where they done shoved a vaccine down a whole bunch of people's throats, where they have sent half of our money and budget over to Ukraine for some reason, where they have unleashed crime in our streets because we got prosecutors that won't prosecute. These folks have unleashed havoc, destroyed the economy. But the big one right here, that guys, once you see this footage, I don't know if you've seen this guy yet, but is what they have done by opening up this freaking border. Do you understand all of the unforeseen problems that is coming from this? And I'm about to expose them right now, like I always do. So they've been lying to us. As Trump been getting up there talking about migrant crime, they've been lying. They've been saying Trump's up there talking about there's migrant crime and he's lying. But I think they're lying and I'm going to prove it. So let's go ahead and test their statement here. Because apparently, these are all gentle, willing creatures over here. Just for a better life. And ain't done nothing wrong. However, look at this.
Migrants looking for fast cash to get a job can wind up as pawns in a criminal operation.
Many of them caught stealing in order to pay for fake IDs to gain employment.
The crooks were selling.
So criminals are now selling fake IDs to asylum seekers. That might be a problem.
That is a problem. Criminals selling fake IDs to migrant seekers. Now, think about how much more difficult that makes ICE's job. How much more difficult that is to deport all these people. You didn't think that through? And the Democrats love it. The Democrats are okay with this. See, this makes their job easier. Instead of having to go out there and swear up and down that black people can't get IDs, therefore we need to get rid of IDs just for voting. Just for voting, though. Nothing suspicious there. We want to make sure black folks understand you can get IDs to vote. However, you can't even exist without one. We're not concerned about you not being able to get a job because you ain't got an ID. We ain't concerned about you not being able to call an Uber, open up a bank account, buy a pack of stogies, buy alcohol. We ain't concerned about none of that. All that mess. We ain't never brought up any of these concerns for black people when it comes down to IDs. You would think they would be like, we need to get black people IDs so they can work. We need to get black people IDs so they can get a driver's license and can travel. But for some reason, they never bring up IDs in those contexts. The only time they bring up IDs and black folks is in regards to voting. But now, guys, that their precious illegal immigrants are here, a criminal element decided, let's go ahead and start giving these people IDs and more. So now, them letting all these illegal immigrants into our country have opened up an avenue for more different avenues of crime, different categories. They're like, man, y'all are creating new markets for us.
Nearly 500 fake IDs were uncovered. Social security cards, driver's licenses, and American permanent residency cards.
So in recent months, a wave of migrant crime has washed over our city.
Now, border officials also warning that a criminal group in Guinea has allegedly stolen some of those blank passports as well and is now selling those with falsified information.
But they're all coming for a better life. They're coming over here taking advantage of our naivety and our stupid behind politicians. That's what they're doing. They're like, these people are so thirsty to get us over here. These people broke the bank. They have bent over backwards to get us into this country. They have overlooked all kind of stuff. So I'm starting to think that they would be less likely to stop us from doing whatever, because then that would highlight their stupidity. That would highlight that they're responsible for all of this crime unleashed. That would highlight that these people don't care about their own citizens, and they've opened up the door for their own people to be victims of this mess, along with a lot of the migrants that are trying to follow some type of a law, even though they broke one to get into the country. But they have to go easy on these people now. Not to mention, hey, I mean, what's the problem with getting some IDs and stuff? Because we were going to help y'all do that anyway. See, this isn't a problem unless they were getting IDs to vote for Republicans. Then it would be a problem. Now we got to track down all these people that's selling these IDs. Now we got to go and make sure we deport all these people. These folks are getting IDs so they can vote for Trump. You best believe this would be a problem. But instead they're out there telling us, nah, there's no problem. What Trump talking about all this crime and stuff? What else?
A small number of people are breaking the law and having a huge impact on
just a small amount. Y'all hear Mayor Peanut?
On our public safety. We have a brand. New York has a brand.
Here's Peanut right
and
there.
When people see it, it means something. You know, when we go there, it's not, Kansas doesn't have a brand.
And I bet you a lot of New Yorkers right now want to move to Kansas. This isn't Kansas anymore as they click their heels talking about there's no place like home. I guarantee they all want to go back to Kansas right about now. But he's talking, New York has a brand. It's a brand.
When you go there,
look at the peanut gallery in the back. All of them, they're like, this reminds me of the Dr. Evil scene when they all had to take their laugh cue from Dr. Evil, and all of them were like, had no idea what they're laughing about. All these idiots in the back. Yeah, because they're dummy. Now let's look at the brand now.
Hey, okay, you from Kansas? No. Well, you know what? But New York has a brand.
But as the city grapples with the migrant crisis, desperation is kicking in for those who still can't work legally.
We know a lot of the migrants that are crossing, they have the intention of coming here and starting a better life, but we are learning that there are some migrants who have no intention of following the laws and are actually using those.
What? Go figure. Yeah, I wonder if the Democrats and mucus in their open border policy ever thought about that. When people were warning them, like, look, do you understand? When you open up our borders for millions of folks coming from broken countries, broken governments, third world countries, crime, all of that stuff, there is a very high percentage of those people who are going to go, I'm going to take advantage of the U.S. I'm going over there. The Democrats have created an opportunity for us. That's what they've done. Now we got folks sitting in people's cribs squatting. I wish I would come home and find an illegal immigrant sitting in my house. Man, I'm telling you, hear in the background like, oh, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Kevin was kung fu fighting. That kid was fast as lightning. It would be on and popping. Wouldn't even wait for the law. Talking about, so you stay right there, mister. I'm calling the authorities. He's right here. Yeah, he's watching my TV. No, he won't leave. And he drank up all the Kool-Aid. And I had a ham sandwich in there, and I was waiting for it. I was starving on my way home. I really wanted it. Then I got here, and then all of a sudden I opened my refrigerator. That's why I knew he was here, because the ham sandwich was gone. Then I looked over out the corner of my eye, and I saw him sitting there laughing at me, talking about, well, you're going to eat that ham sandwich. It was delicious. Yeah, I told him to leave. He said, no, adios to you. That's what he said to me. Why am I speaking with an accent? But anyway, I would be furious. So let's continue.
Those false documents.
The thing nobody is talking about is that although the United States has allowed millions of people to come here and seek asylum, there's really no plan in place for those folks to do anything except sit around and wait for paperwork to clear, which takes months.
Look what they've done to my country. I feel like, Don Corleone. Look what they did to my boy. Look what they've done to our country. So they straight up just said, you know what? It don't even matter right now. Just get him in. Get him in. Pack him in. We'll figure it out later on. So wait, where are they going to stay? What are they going to do? I don't know. Hurry up. Trump's on his way. Get him in. So now, a whole bunch of people living in the country, wandering around, and you think they're going to go ahead and be like, well, let's try to wait it out and obey the law. Wait for them to come up with some paperwork for us and stuff like that. Or should we take advantage of this situation here?
Can't work. And this has led to the creation of a massive underground economy, which is completely run and monopolized by criminals.
So now we have created Bartertown off of Mad Max Thunderdome. The Democrats have done what stupid European countries have done. A subdivision of their country. We've invited problems to our country. We now have, do you understand, once the criminal element gets nestled in, it will be hard to deal with. Now people would have to risk their life to get it out. Once they figure out the system, set it up, get organized, you think they're going to surrender that? I mean, heck, we have problems getting rid of the Crips and the Bloods. And yet, if you set up, I'm so upset about this because I'm thinking cartels probably like, yo, dude, we could take over America right about now. How about we send a whole bunch of you guys in there to set up the operation inside the country? Figure out all the ways that we could go ahead and pimp out the U.S., set up a criminal operation inside the U.S. And by the time they recognize how deeply embedded we are, how vast we might be, what areas we got our hands involved in, then it's going to be hard to get us out. You think the Democrats thought that through? No. Just like all of their policies, they just do it and they don't think about it because they don't even care about the fallout. They don't care about any of the victims that might come out of their bad policies. All they care about is what's in front of their face and what's their goal and agenda. And then, what? You mean tell me we created a whole underground crime system? Oops. Well, I'm sure the authorities at some point that we've demonized will go into those nests and try to dig them out.
Right here in New York, we've had gangs on mopeds stealing purses and cell phones. We've also had police officers attacked in broad daylight.
But there's
and this
no crime
doesn't just
element.
victimize average New Yorkers who want to go about their lives, victimizing the asylum seekers getting swept into this underworld. So fake IDs, big business right now because they allow you to live like New York, and you're going to need an ID to do things like
So now, you see how the Biden administration rolls? Because they opened up our borders, the cartel was like, oh, shoot. Now we're in the human smuggling business and stuff, straight to the U.S. So is the U.S. We're in the Biden administration, they're into the human trafficking business too. So now all of a sudden, it's like, you know what? Yeah, they didn't open up an industry for us. We're selling all kind of stuff now. Yeah, you're trying to get to the U.S.? Drop $6-7 grand on us, $8 grand. We got you. Yeah, open up a whole market. Now they're here, and a whole nother market has opened up. Now we got about 11 million of them running around, not including the gotaways. So guess what? What, y'all ain't got no IDs? Y'all ain't got no paperwork? You know what? I see an opportunity here. Another whole criminal element. Yeah, the only businesses that the Biden administration is creating is criminals. Criminal elements.
get a job, move up the economic ladder, start providing for yourself. But the problem many asylum seekers have is when they come here, they don't have any ability to document their identity. And there could be legitimate reasons for that or frighteningly illegitimate reasons.
Yeah. See, and that's a problem for the Democrats, too. Because they need them to be documented so that they can help them become voters at some point and work for their buddies in big corporations. Thus, they call them what? Undocumented citizens. There it is. They're not calling them criminals, even though we just saw and heard that there's a huge criminal element right about now. But no, they're not criminals. They're not illegal.
Across piles and piles of discarded documents on the U.S. side. This is happening before they're even apprehended by Border Patrol agents. Now, the idea here is that they're going to come in without any form of identification, and they will be processed with whatever information is provided.
Well, I wonder why they would be doing that. And why would a supposedly smart, intelligent country like the U.S. not think about that? See, I'm thinking like if I am responsible for protecting my people and my country, I would be thinking of all of these things. I would be thinking like the enemy. I would be thinking like the villain and the hero. I would be saying, now, wait a minute. If I wanted to come into a country and infiltrate a country or come in and start committing crimes, and yet they saw our Border Patrol vulnerable because, one, the leaders done stuck them all down there and told them, you got 72 hours to process all of these people, 7,000 a day. And two, they're not even requiring for a background check. They're going to just take our word for it. I would be thinking, how could the corrupt element capitalize off of that? That's what I would be thinking. But Mucus isn't smart enough. He's not smart enough to think that maybe the corrupt, evil, criminal element might exploit that. So now here I am on my way and I go, man, I got a rap sheet a mile long back in Guatemala. This is a chance for me to start a new criminal life in the U.S. Why would I take my ID and show you guys? And they go, all right, Jose Gonzalez, I just looked this up. You got 13 murders, 17 robberies. I don't think we should let you in. What would Jose do? Whoop! And come right on and say, no, I don't have an ID. I don't know. I lost it. They took it from me. And but my name is Juandez Felipe. He's going to play you. But the Biden administration is completely naive. We got a lot of men search the border like dummies.
So some people might enter the country without an ID, and other people may have had one up until the point where they entered the country and then they discarded it for some reason. Not only do you have gang members selling people fake IDs that could be stolen, you've got fake immigration lawyers, you've got fake government officials.
So now we done become a third world country, in New York especially. Probably out in Cali. Yeah, they're working on it in other states too. So now we got the gang element that came over, set up shop, selling fake IDs. Wow. And the Democrats are okay with that. Yeah. IDs, a raggedy ID system is great for them. They always like to operate in the gray area. Okay. See, now the crazy part about it is they're not even thinking about how if these people come in here and start getting fake IDs and appearing to be legitimate citizens in our country, and they're not, and they're criminals, they now have access to stuff as criminals. You know, set up a bank account. They can fly wherever they want. They can do whatever they want. You think Democrats care about that? Nah, as long as they vote. So here we go, because it's going to get worse. It's going to piss you off a little more, too, because here it comes, guys.
An entire industry just set up to scam people, and they're also scamming Americans.
Migrants looking for fast cash to get a job can wind up as pawns in a criminal operation.
Many of them caught stealing in order to pay for fake IDs to gain employment. They were then.
Well, what did y'all think they would do? Creepy, sleepy. What did y'all think they would do? Milkus. Come over here and sit crisscross applesauce and wait in the middle of the street for you guys to go ahead and give them IDs and give them all this. No, they're going to come over here and they're going to say, I'm going to take advantage of this. I see a loosey-goosey system. I see politicians that are advocates for us and are willing to overlook whatever crimes we commit because they got to protect the narrative that we're all gentle little woodland creatures coming here for a better life. And we're not illegal. We saw Joe Biden go out of his way to come out there and go, I should have said that. Undocumented. I shouldn't have said that. We saw that. That sent the message. We're covering up for these people. So, hey, what's a little crime here and there? We'll tolerate that as long as we get our precious quota of illegal immigrants. That is what they're doing to our country. And it's going to be possibly irreversible.
Then being able to either buy or trade for Social Security numbers, cards, or American permanent residency cards.
So this particular
Social Security cards, permanent resident. Meaning this, forget going back to a court case. All right, you're coming back in 3 years, right? Okay, that's your court date. Why would I do that? Now I'm a citizen. I went out there and got me a fake ID. Now I'm a citizen. But it gets worse, y'all.
Cass, this is from Chicago. Apparently they've got the same problem over there that we have here. And apparently you've got people stealing and shoplifting in order to get merchandise or stolen property.
But no, we're lying about the crime. There's no illegal immigration crime. So now let me think. We got inner city crime with young black kids mostly running in the stores and just bum rushing and taking all that stuff, as long as it's under $900. Stores moving out. And then you bring in a whole nother element. In SO-ran cities, what are they doing to our country? Look what they've done to our country. So, guys, now they out there stealing. I thought they were precious little gentle woodland creatures.
Enough money to help them buy a fraudulent identity document. Think of the problems that's causing in society. Many major cities already have huge crime problems, and now there's an incentive for more crime.
That's right. Thanks to the Democrats. Dump crime on top of crime. Create more problems. Here you are trying to deal with your regular problems with American citizens, and what do? You import 10, 11, 12 million folks with more problems. I got a household full of kids that are raggedy, fighting all the time, getting kicked out of school, won't clean up behind themselves, don't know how to wash their butts, tracking mud through the house. And all of a sudden, 17 of my cousins show up with worse problems than my kids. And I said, well, come on in. We'll welcome you all in. How about I deal with the issues that I got? Protect the fam, work out the issues and the problems that we have. don't compound the problems. This is unreal and unfair to America. And they don't care. These are evil people who, they knew this would happen. That's what burns me up. This is what makes me mad. They knew that this would start to unravel our cities and most likely spread across the country. No telling how vast, if the criminals start to figure out a system, no telling how vast it could spread. So they're up there stealing stuff now, but the Democrats don't talk about that because remember, we're making it up. We're lying about the crime.
For example, here in New York, shoplifting is already through the roof, and now there might be more of it because people need to steal in order to obtain what they need to get a job from a company that doesn't want to break the law.
Start spreading the news. Do, 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 do. I'm leaving today. Do, 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 do. Cause I've got to get up out of here. New York, New York. That's what they should be singing right now. You should see those bridges packed with cars right now as if a nuclear bomb was on its way. And they're fleeing the city. Thanks to Democrat policies, though. But they're still chasing Trump up there. They're not focused on all of that stuff. They're chasing Trump. Unbelievable. Look what they've done to us.
Top of that, shoplifting in New York is only a misdemeanor if a person ends up stealing less than $1,000 of stuff. And if you think about it, a place like New York is perfect for these criminals and these gangs to operate with their fake identity businesses because you've got a lot of people here that are seeking asylum. You've got very, very lax laws as far as theft and stuff is concerned. This is a great place for a criminal.
What you got is chaos. So now all the hyenas are in charge. And hyenas are the kings and queens of chaos. That is how hyenas operate. They create nothing but chaos. So now the Democrats done created a whole bunch of chaos up there. Now, if I was a sinister type person, do you understand how quick I'd be heading up there? You know, right about now, New York is like one of those places where, you know, back in the day when a black person would get killed and you already know a riot was going to take place and all the looters would just pack up and head down there. They ain't going to protest. They're, oh, we're going to get some free stuff. Get the minivan, woman. Go get it. We on our way. Forget who got killed again. What? Look, man, let's go into Walgreens. So New York is like that right now. So if I was a criminal, I would be like, this is wonderful. We about to take us away. Let me get this straight. The police are overwhelmed and overworked. They're dealing with how many hundreds and thousands of immigrants right there? And I can still, as long as it's under, and everybody's getting paroled. Everybody's getting sent out of the jail. They're going, all right, yeah, this is my 13th time. Get on out of here, you crazy kid. I don't want to see you here again. No bail set. You're free to go out and continue robbing and stealing. I would be on my way up there if I was a criminal. But if I'm a law-abiding citizen, I would be on my way out of there. That's the difference.
Because with almost 180,000 people having come to New York to seek asylum.
There it is. A playground for criminals. 100 and how many? 80,000? Man.
As far as theft and stuff is concerned, it's a great place for a criminal. Because with almost 180,000 people having come to New York to seek asylum, that's a lot.
Wow. Man, imagine being a police officer there. All right, now look, stop. Hey, wait. I'm going to get your cat out the tree in a second. Hey, look, stop that. Kids, stop jaywalking. Hey, put that down. Get away from it. Hey, don't be fighting over there. How in the world are they able to manage all that mess in New York? And they're still coming out there talking about that we got it under control. No, when it all falls down, it's going to come to a point, man, where the dam is going to break. And I mean, I hate to be negative, but they brought this on themselves. And the bad part, one side of me wants to see them take a licking, okay, for all of their stupidity. But I don't want that for the people in New York. I don't want that for the American citizens that had nothing to do with all of this. Same thing in Chicago. Granted, they're dumb for voting for these people, but still, you know, it's a beautiful, iconic state, rather, that these Democrats are just pissing all over. That's what they do. Destroying that mug and don't care. And it burns me up. That's why they all need to go to jail.
lot of potential customers they can exploit. But the fake ID business is actually bigger than gang members in back alleys. In fact, some people are even going so far as to manipulate their identity documents with the help of their own government.
What? Did y'all hear that? I knew this was going to tick me off. So let me get this straight. Our government is helping this happen, and now their governments are getting in on this too? I mean, heck, who could have ever foreseen that? If I am a leader of a broken, messed up country with a whole bunch of crime, I would be, get out of here. What, you want to get in there? You want to, what can we do to help you get citizenship over there? Don't come back. We don't want to see you. You're out the nest. You're now somebody else's problem thanks to the Democrats. You're somebody else's problem.
Some of these migrants from Guinea may have been coached by officials within their own government to change their age on their passport so that they can enter as an unaccompanied minor. Border officials also warning that a criminal group in Guinea has allegedly stolen some of those blank passports as well and is now selling those with falsified information.
So let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. You're telling me that Guinea, they have officials go, hey, look, man, listen to me. All you have to do, I know you're 35. Put down you are 17. Who would know? Who would know? Here you go from any country. Walk right up to our southern border, full beard, man muscles, deep voice. Hey, what's happening? I'm here for my asylum. You got an ID? Oh, no, man, I'm only 13. Well, how are you going to prove that? I don't know. I mean, what, you don't believe me? I'm 13. Now let me in. Okay. Well, Johnson, it says that if they're under 18, we have to let them in. We are the dumbest right now. We are the dumbest country on the planet right now. And I'm sincere about that. When it comes to, I can't think of another country that is dumber than we are right now. I really can't. I'm sitting there going, man, I'm trying to think of we are self-destruction. We have the most beautiful, most isolated, secure country on the planet. We were independent. We are just completely autonomous. I mean, we had world status. We had power, influence, everything, and they are blowing it. Just blowing it.
This is the Guinea embassy right here, this little building. And there are allegations this government is helping its citizens get into the country for reasons that really aren't that clear.
They're clear. There you go. How about we get rid of everybody that ain't contributing to our raggedy country? Then they'll come over here, get citizenship, maybe even make money and send it back to our economy that's failing. Maybe even do that. Because we recognize that America has evil, stupid, globalists, politicians that are in charge right now, and we're going to take advantage of it. Yeah. Soon as Biden got in, send them. All of it, everybody. It's a free-for-all. Biden's in. Let's do it. Go.
The report says they're telling their citizens who look young enough to attempt to enter as minors because the process is simpler. But a gang was able to get a whole bunch of blank passports from this country, and now they're printing identities for people that look real but don't exist in any official capacity whatsoever. And
look at that. Isn't that nice? We've employed gang members now. They have a new occupation, creating fake IDs for illegal immigrants, along with, I'm sure, fake IDs for themselves too.
You'll soon see this is actually less sophisticated than what some of the local gangs are doing here in New York. But it's not just a country like Guinea that could be helping people get an ID, or people throwing away their ID and then buying a fake ID on the streets of New York. The U.S. government is also accidentally making this whole problem worse. And that's...
No, we're not accidentally making it worse. Yeah, we're purposefully making it worse. And I ain't talking about the men and women down there on the border that's supposed to be stopping this, but have been given orders to go ahead and let these people come in. I'm talking about the dumb, sellout traitors, the treasonous folk up there in Washington. Same folk up there we just saw earlier in my show talking about we're so happy that the transgender community and all the kids and stuff see themselves. We support that. Those same dummies. So now they do everything they can to open this up, bring this element in, and put our Border Patrol agents in a compromising position to do what?
not something anyone's talking about because it happens at the border. Think about this. If someone comes to the U.S. and they discard their identification, or if they don't have any, what then happens is they get processed at the border with information that they supply to the processors.
There you go. Though, is that we are basically taking people's word for it, that they say who they are, they're from whatever country they're from. When they say they don't have any criminal history, they've never been arrested or something, like, we're just be like, hopefully they're telling the truth.
Hopefully they're telling the truth. There it is. That's our new system. The most powerful country on the planet. That's our highly technical system. Boy, I tell you, man, look what they've done to our country, y'all. So let me get this straight. This is what they really want. Hi, I'm here to vote. Okay, all right, ID. Oh, I ain't got one of those. Oh, well, then how we know who you are? Because I'm about to tell you who I am. Hey, my name is Yeoman Johnson. Okay, Yeoman Johnson, are you sure? We have to take your word for it. Trust me, I'm Yeoman Johnson. 5 minutes later, go around the corner. Hi, I'm here to vote. My name is Frank Persick. Frank, are you really Frank Persick? Absolutely. You have to trust me. Take my word for it. Except when it comes down to serious things, like going into a bank. Yeah, you better show some ID there. Yeah, how about going into the White House? There it is. Yeah, don't let them in here. Make sure you vet them. But hey, on the border, don't worry about it. Trust them. Now, how demoralizing is that for the Border Patrol, who know that they are, unfortunately, being a part of letting people in that might contribute to the loss of lives? We don't know what these people are going to do when they come in there. But yet you've been given some dang on rules and orders from mucus to let these people come in. Don't stop them. Process them. Hurry it up. And you sitting there going, man, dude, I got a gut feeling some of these people going to get in here and do some horrible things, man. But this is what we got to do.
Right, so we have to take people's word for it. Now, this isn't an insinuation that everybody coming in has intentions that are bad, but there are some people, a small minority, but there's not much Border Patrol can do. I mean, this is the only information that they're getting, which means they have to use it when they get it and then update it in the future if they find out that it changes or wasn't legitimate when they got it. But unfortunately, there have been big crimes committed here in America from people who abused this.
So in the case of Jose Antonio Ibarra here, he, of course, the Georgia murder suspect. Now, it turns out, though, that the ID number that he gave is not actually valid. It actually has an extra number. So
go figure. So the guy right there that made national news gave a fake ID. Biden is responsible for Laken, her death. Mucus is responsible for that. That man got in our country, gave fake information. Now, do you understand how loose this is? I mean, spies have a hard time getting passports to get in and out of other countries. You know how hard it is to get a passport or a fake ID so you could roam around France or go into Russia or go into some other country? They're on it. They're like, yo, how many passports does this person have? We need fake facial recognition. You came through the whatever. They vet the heck out of people. And then we got people coming over here just throwing out random social security numbers, ID number, and we just got to write it down and say, all right, we trust you. Here's your paperwork. And so this guy comes in, gives fake information. And I mean, speaking of spies, God knows how many spies done came in with these people. The spies don't even have to work hard to come in to the U.S. now. They even got to work hard. Back in the day, you had to work for it. All right, now look, I'm going to put a mustache on with a curly thing, okay? I got a disguise. All right, I'm going with a top hat. All right, this time I'm going with a glass eye and a cane. I'm an old man. I put a fake beard on me, and I need another passport just in case I'm not now. Just come straight on to the border, right through the border, and just say, hey, man, my name is, Fernando Rodriguez. All right, Fernando. And you could be a full-blown spy or terrorist, murderer. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I mean, look what they've done to us.
Our sources in Venezuela.
So this case made national headlines when someone attacked a woman in Georgia. And this particular someone, they were operating under a false identity. The information they gave to Customs and Border Patrol was bogus. And although they claimed to be from Venezuela when...
So now, unfortunately, Mucus and them have now attached Border Patrol to this murder. That man touched so many people that should have stopped him. But Mucus got everybody's hands tied up. Now, the conscience of all of those people, like, dude, that guy came through my port, man. Dang. I knew something was up with him, man, but I really don't understand. I do not understand how Border Patrol is still even trying to stay in the fight. I mean, if I would work for Texas, but I mean, I'm surprised they all have not just walked out. Because they're sitting there watching these people go by. It's like, man, I have no idea how many of these people I'm going to watch on the news a year or a month from now. And I go, that guy told me his name was whatever. And I let him go. Thanks to Mucus.
When the information they provided was checked, the Venezuelan government was like, hey, we don't have this person in our system. But the ID number that they have, if you remove one digit, it actually pops up as a woman. And it looks like their past included ties to a violent gang.
So go figure. That guy has ties to a violent gang. No wonder he didn't give his real information. But Mucus gets up there and continues to lie. We have a very in-depth vetting process. We do make sure that we look into every person that is coming across that border. And he's a liar and should be impeached and prosecuted. That's what he should be. This guy is responsible for every single American that gets hurt, robbed, murdered, anything. So is Biden, the whole administration. So people just coming in, giving all kind of loosey-goosey stuff, and look what it led to.
But that brings up a very interesting consideration. The information they gave to Customs and Border Patrol was fake, and eventually they were found out. So how is it that the scammers here in New York are getting around this issue, and how is it that the IDs they're making for people may be better than completely fake information? The answer to this is terrifying. So the reason that having an ID that looks official is so important, even though it's fake, is because if a business thinks it's legit, they're not going to question you about where you got it.
Oh, there you go, guys. So now all of the Democrats' buddies who donate to them to get the cheap labor, yeah, they're turning a blind eye. It looks legit to me. I'm not going to question it. You can't hold me accountable. Hey, the guy showed me an ID. I mean, how was I to know that was a fake ID? I'm not here to do any type of investigation on these people. I see the ID, I hire them, and I've been hearing AOC and the rest of you Democrats talking about these people need to hurry up and get work visas. These people need to be able to. So we're doing exactly what y'all really want us to do anyway.
Having a fake ID is a crime. In New York, it's a felony, punishable by up to 7 years in prison. But as many people know, New York's not exactly tough on crime, and critics say that the city's soft on crime attitude is tempting people to go and do something illegal, whereas they otherwise might not have. Because
it's hard not to be a criminal if you're in New York. I mean, they're like, you want to commit a crime? Go ahead. Go ahead. You're like, what? No, I don't. I mean, I thought about it before, but I'll never really, I better not. No, it's okay. Wait a minute, aren't you a politician? Yeah, I'm a Democrat though. We commit crimes all the time. It's okay. Go ahead, take it. Just make sure it's under $900. Okay, you sure? Absolutely. Oh, and don't forget, vote Democrat. Okay, we want you to do that. That's what we want.
Because the reward is that you can live a normal life with a social security number. Now you can open yourself a bank account. And the socials on these fake IDs people are buying might belong to you or to me. Anyone ever gotten a letter from their bank saying their social security number was stolen? I've gotten one of those, and now we're learning about another awful thing that happens once that happens. And it's not just socials. People are buying driver's licenses. They're buying green cards, which means you can have fake citizenship for under $300.
Y'all hear that? They didn't think this would happen. This is my point. Yeah, I mean, criminals are very clever. I mean, these dudes can fabricate all kind of stuff. So now, green cards. Now, pretty much just citizenship. Now, how hard is it going to be to get all of these people out of the country when many of them by that time will be walking around with IDs that look real? That looks real. I'm so mad as I look at the mess that these folks have created. In 3 years, they have created a catastrophe. 3 years.
Green cards are a super big deal because they mean you're a lawful permanent resident. And then you can rent an apartment, you can get a job,
Here to
and
stay.
you could be driving around in a car that you're not qualified.
And guess what else you could do? Go right down there and vote. That's what you can do. Go right down there and vote. I'm telling you, man. All of the Democrats need to be thrown in the jail. And any deep state, anybody who encouraged this, who knew about this, who didn't, I mean, anybody who sat in on that meeting and said, here's our plan, our strategy. This is how we can acquire power and remain in power. All of them have betrayed us. Not just you personally, but the whole country, the U.S., us.
To drive. And to a lot of people, the process for legally getting those things just takes so long that they'll starve before it ever happens. But the problem is, not all asylum seekers are eligible for work authorization. Yeah. And the idea of waiting months to find out that you can't have a job is just not worth it for some folks. Yeah, from the moment someone arrives, the clock starts ticking. They've got to find employment. They've got to start their new life. Otherwise, they might not make it, but that's leading to people getting exploited by these gangs. And just to arrive at a place like Grand Central in New York City, you're getting exploited along every step of the process. The cartels, the bus companies, everyone that helps you is getting their cut. And then
there you go. So the Democrats have created an underground criminal business. Everybody who is helping get these people here getting a cut. Basically, the Democrats are in the human smuggling business. That's what they are. They're in the human traffic business. And they've created a corrupt enterprise to do it. All right, now hand them off to us. We'll get them here. We'll make sure they get this. These are criminals just running our country. They're traitors. It's unreal. And then they get up here and just lie. Just lie.
It happens again when you try to get a job and provide for yourself. Because even though getting a fake ID is illegal, without a job at a real company, you could get swept up into the criminal underworld. Speaking of which, if somebody comes here for the express purpose of committing crime, having a fake, fraudulent identity would definitely be helpful.
Yeah, I need one of those. Why not? Maybe we should all take a little trip up to New York and get us some fake IDs. Then this way, when the IRS come knocking at your door, talking about you ain't pay your taxes, that's not true. Aren't you Kevin? No, I'm Bobby. Bobby Johnson. Okay, we got the wrong person. Absolutely. Thank you, though. Hey, if you catch that Kevin guy, yeah, you teach him a lesson. There you go. Yeah, they walk out, come back 8 months later. We're pretty sure you're Kevin, but you said you were Bobby. Who is Bobby? I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm Tony Bobolinsky. There you go. It's my new ID. You get pulled over by the cops. Fake ID will come in handy. There you go. What do you mean? Oh, yeah, sure. Give me the ticket. Just hurry up, write the ticket, man. Because you know you'll never have to pay for it. They'll be looking for the person on your fake ID. But the Democrats didn't think it through. They thought they were all going to come over and follow the rules.
Because if the police stop you and ask for your ID, you'll have something to show them that doesn't raise any red flags. And because it's using stolen information, if they scan it with one of their scanners, things will look like they check out. And what nobody's talking about is America has essentially created one of the largest fraudulent identity marketplaces in the entire world.
Not America. The Democrats. That's who created this.
Which has terrible implications for law-abiding Americans and asylum seekers.
It's time for questions. And look at this. This is where I gotta fight turning green, y'all. I gotta, cause see, remember guys, they telling us that nah, man, we making this up. Trump out there lying about the crime. So look at this guy. Yeah, this was the Georgia, I think, mayor, where Laken Riley was killed. Look what he said. See.
You are guilty and got blood on your head.
True.
This murder, sir.
Consequences of the unlawfulness happening at our border. Just this week, 4 illegal immigrants have been accused of separate violent crimes. In Maryland, a 25-year-old illegal Salvadoran migrant was arrested in connection with the shooting and killing of a 2-year-old child.
Undocumented citizen. According to Joe, not illegal. Undocumented citizen. Shouldn't have called him that.
No, don't let him go.
Yep, and they did. And that's what happened. Folks get hurt and killed because of people like him. Let him go.
In Virginia, a Venezuelan migrant charged with sexually assaulting a 14-year-old girl. In Louisiana, a Honduran migrant was arrested for allegedly raping a 14-year-old and stabbing a man during a robbery.
Students at the University of Georgia came.
Now see, when Mucus comes up there to the Capitol, I know that, yeah, many of the Republicans, they give him the business. But I would be that Republican that would get up out the seat and take the pictures down there, the blow up pictures of all of these criminals, and put it right there in Mucus' face. I mean, I would have it nose that close. I'd be like, did you know this guy and what he did? Did you know the family? Did you know your administration let this person in, and look what happened? Look what happened. What do you got to say? What do you got to say to this? See, these folks, you think they care about this? You think Mucus want to see the carnage that he unleashed on our country? No, he don't want to see that mess. Yeah, he goes up there. I do feel for the families, but I assure you, the men and women are. He needs to have it shoved right down his throat. You need to see this mess up close. Hey, Mucus, did you go and visit any of the family members? Did you go to any of these funerals? No, because they would boo you out of there.
Came together to say good things and to say goodbye to 22-year-old Laken Hope Riley.
Lincoln Riley, an innocent young woman who was...
Laken Riley. Couldn't even get the name right. But he did get something right, though, y'all. A Freudian slip. He told the truth for a change.
Killed by an illegal.
Look at him. And he's looking evil, talking about illegals. But illegal, because I'm evil. That illegal was here because of you and your evilness. But illegal. Oh, shoot, shouldn't have said that.
I should have said undocumented, but it's not a big thing.
Do you think that he should have said undocumented? That wasn't going to be my question.
Well, we usually say undocumented. He said illegal.
But that's what we all said and coordinated on and said that now the word is undocumented. We don't want these people to be viewed as criminals. We're the real criminals. So now, Joe had to come out and retract that, make sure he didn't offend his precious illegal immigrants.
During your response to her heckling of you used the word illegal.
Look at all the respect they have for our country.
Allegedly killed Laken Riley.
Undocumented. That's not illegal behavior right there. That looks like a group of law-abiding people waiting in line, their turn. Why would you be sneaking through a hole in the fence? That makes it look like you're doing something, what? Illegally. But yet Biden will call those people undocumented. Does this look like undocumented folks right here? Or does this look like some illegal people would do?
And I shouldn't have used illegal. It's undocumented. And look, when I spoke about the difference between Trump and me, one of the things I talked about on the border was
that Trump cares for the country and is protecting the country. Is that the difference between you two? You're a sapsucker who deserves the football to the groin.
Here's the way he talks about vermin, the way he talks about these people polluting the blood. He talks about what I'm not going to do, what I won't do. I'm not going to treat any of these people with disrespect.
Look at this. Look at that crap. Look what they've done to us.
It is so obvious to me why it feels so dark right now, and that is because we've lost one of the brightest lights that there's ever been.
So some Democrats and the media trying to portray the horrific murder of young Laken Riley by an illegal immigrant as just one instance.
Yeah, because they don't want it to get out that there is a wave of crime caused by illegal immigration that they're responsible for. See, that's the time where they don't want collective punishment. Only time they want to punish everybody is when a random mass shooting takes place by a white man. All of a sudden, we want everybody's guns. You're all responsible for this. You're all responsible. Any gun owner, all of you guys. However, when one of the precious illegal immigrants kill an American citizen, now all of a sudden, the only person that is responsible for the murder is the murderer. It's not you, Mucus. You forgot to include yourself in that when you got on TV and tried to isolate it like it's just an isolated incident. Even if it was only one, you're responsible for that. Not one person should be in the country illegally. Not one. Yeah, but instead you're encouraging this mess, making it easy for them. They forget impeachment. How about everybody kick him in the butt? Right through the field goal, the post. Boy, he needs to be punted. Unbelievable, man.
That Republicans are seizing on. But it's not true. There are many.
Yeah, and the fake news out there covering for them. The Republicans are seized. They're pouncing. They're pouncing on this. They're exploiting this young woman's death instead of telling the truth about who's responsible for her death. As Biden accidentally did. It's killed by an illegal immigrant. What, Nance? I shouldn't have said that. What do you want me to say, Nance? What do you want me to say? You know what? I'm going to have to put this monkey paw on you, Joe. Oh, God, I can't believe you. Anyway, go out and retract that. I'll take care of it. Set up an interview for him to go out there talking about some, I shouldn't have said that.
Terrifying cases that are adding up across the country.
We're getting gang members from Venezuela. We're getting MS-13. I think some countries are actually emptying their prisons like Castro did in 1980 onto the United States.
Why wouldn't you? I mean, you got to be dumb not to. When you see dummies running the country and you sitting back going, no, wait a minute, we got all kind of crazy folks here. Well, now, how many folk we got in our insane asylum? Okay, well, how much we paying to take care of these crazy folk? Okay, how about we send them to the U.S. and what about the prisons? Yeah, let's empty those. Let's empty those. All of the folks, all of the riffraff, all of the ones that don't want to work, all of the ones that are fighting it, all of the ones that are suffering from illnesses and all that. Send them there. Send them there. Because the U.S. is not rejecting anybody. It doesn't matter what continent you even come from. They're letting everybody can come in. I'm sitting there thinking to myself, wait a minute. These folks definitely ain't from South America. It don't matter. It don't matter. Look what they've done to us, y'all.
And they come from lawless places. They have no respect for the rule of law or police or authorities. And they pretty much do whatever they please. They live in an underground society. That alone, is a criminal act. I mean, everything's black market. So, criminals, spies, terrorists.
Yeah,
we just
anything. We don't know. We don't know. Criminals, spies, terrorists, all of that. We have no idea. And Mucus, we have a very strict vetting process. And hey, Mucus, have you tracked down the 2 million gotaways? That is a nice question. We are definitely doing everything we can. Have you located the 2,000 people who got away? Thank you for asking that question, Senator. We are special. Boy, he needs a long distance sock in the nose. So, yep, we don't know who's here, where they're at, what they're doing.
It's a self-inflicted wound on this country.
The mayor of Athens, Clark County, Kelly Gertz.
Now, this is going to make y'all mad. This about, hold on to your seats, brace for impact. So now, the mayor of the, Sanctuary City, that this guy, this dirtbag, this animal right there, the mayor of that city where Laken Riley was killed, that Sanctuary City, listen to what he has to say about this now.
Knows this, but held a press conference and lied to his people's faces.
This term sanctuary city doesn't have a sole legal or procedural definition.
Liar!
Many of the elements, take time for questions.
You're all guilty and got blood on your hands.
Thank you, citizens. Right here, if I'd have known he was doing a press conference, I might have jumped in the man truck, went all the way down there just to yell. You're a liar. You're a traitor. You're a dirtbag. You know what you are? You're pond scum. You are dumpster juice. That's what you are. You're a stinking 2-bit, low-down, dirty, backstabbing, snag-a-tooth, pus-filled, disgusting termite. I would be letting him have it. Kev, you mean to tell me you took off 3 days of work? Went all the way down there, spent like $300 just to yell at that man? Yes, I stand behind my decision. That's right. I'll live with it. I'll make the money out on the back end. So they're giving it to him. They're giving it to him because he's trying to downplay the definition of a sanctuary city that he created. And now we got the receipts. So yes, he's a liar.
For this murder, sir,
And no policies have been adopted by the Mayor Commission that have created sanctuary city status in Akron.
I got no policies adopted by the mayor that basically, I don't want to be on the hook for this murder. Now, all of a sudden, that the heat is on and it brought national attention, what am I doing? Trying to deflect and say, well, it's not really a sanctuary, say, how about somebody else did it? And the people are giving it to him.
Athens.
You need to resign.
Thank you.
One protocol that sometimes arises.
Resign now.
Look, he's not even responding. You know why? He's taking his licking because he knows he's guilty. Just sitting there. I just read. I'm just going to muscle through this and keep reading.
You allowed this to happen. You're fired. You're fired. You need to go, sir. We don't want to hear from you no more. You're not defending us. You're not upholding your oath of office, sir. You are lawless.
Football to the groin. Notice the cops ain't even taking him out. The cops are like, oh, I can't reach him. He's too far over there. Oh, man, I tried. Hey, come on, man. Come on, man. Stop. Hey, man, come on, chill, man. Dang, man, I was trying to stop him, man, but they loving it. The cops are over there like, sitting back like, I'm just trying to keep the peace here. Everybody, keep going, keep going, keep going. I'm loving what you're doing. All right, come on, man. Dog, someone stop, man. You can't be talking to him like that. Yeah, he probably like, you're saying everything I want to say.
You are a criminal.
He ain't doing nothing to me. He just put the hand on the shoulder. He just put the hand on the shoulder. Oh, I love it.
Created this government and we pay your salary. You do what we want you to do, not what you want to do.
And that's what all
this election year, the border is the top issue again.
Yeah.
Now, this poll was taken before Biden's migrant murdered a college kid in Georgia.
Yeah. Biden's migrant murdered the college kid. That's Biden's migrant. But listen to this, y'all, because we got receipts about that liar who was just saying, no, we're not a sanctuary city. I'm not that. Y'all got it mistaken. I ain't had nothing to do with that. Y'all was just, look at these receipts over that liar.
And another Biden migrant sexually assaulted a kid in Virginia.
Wow.
So expect these numbers to go up.
Yeah.
And it's not just safety. We're losing money. We're spending billions treating illegals like visiting foreign dignitaries, lavishing them with free hotel rooms,
and what else?
culturally appropriate meals, spending money, phones, college tuition,
and what else,
sex changes.
Sex changes. For everybody. Because we got to protect our transgender initiative and stuff like that.
Authorities believe Ibarra illegally entered the U.S. in 2022 and has several run-ins with law enforcement since then, but was paroled or released before customs enforcement agents could step in.
I would not retain them behind bars. The only rationale for deportation will be whether or not you've committed a felony while in the country.
So somebody go get some handcuffs for Joe. Because Joe is responsible for that murder. We won't retain him after all of that stuff. Yeah, that guy, Joe, serves the border.
Brother, who was also arrested for allegedly carrying a fake green card, was also arrested before by local authorities and released.
We got rid of catch and release. We got rid of a lot of horrible things that they put in. But he had 8 years he was vice president. He did nothing.
Americans are sick and tired of being lied to by pathetic politicians who think we can't read the laws they write behind our backs.
Oh, here it come. See, they don't expect Americans to read the law. See, Democrats don't expect that. See, they get into office and they do sneaky stuff. See. And it's not until something tragic happens and they have to be accountable for it that people start saying, oh, wait a minute, when did this happen? Let's go back and see. And now the receipts, guys.
We investigated Georgia law. The state prohibits sanctuary cities.
What? So let y'all hear this right now. See, Laken Riley would still be alive. There's multiple people responsible, starting with the Biden administration, mucus, and then this bum. So Georgia, they forbid sanctuary cities. But this guy, oh, you think he's going to abide by that? Because he's a liberal. He's a Democrat. He's a rogue mayor. And look what he said.
But these wicked little mayors, like this guy, while everyone's distracted, create loopholes to prevent their towns from working with ICE. So they can brag about how kind and compassionate they are towards migrants. And then when Americans are murdered by migrants, these fringe libs lie and cover their hides and claim, oh, we're not a sanctuary city. even though they bragged about it 5 years ago. Watch.
Bring up the receipts, Jesse. Bring up the receipts. I want to see him out there virtue signaling and bragging as he was lying to these people just a second ago. Look at this.
And whereas white nationalists and xenophobes have been emboldened by some politicians and members of the media, and we recognize that our entire community, not just people of color.
Man, I want to Benny Hill slap him on the top of the head right now. Therefore, reading off a script, while some that politicians encourage white nationalists and xenophobes. Once again, right back to the identity politics. Right back to the Marxist conflict theory to justify open borders.
Colored immigrants is harmed by the existence of white supremacy in our community going unchallenged. And whereas our immigrant and
what the crap? Man, I got visions of just choking him out, putting him to sleep, but not killing him, just putting him to sleep. Give him a few minutes and wake him up. This fool up here talking about what did he just say? Almost made my skin jump.
Not just people of color and immigrants, is harmed by the existence of white supremacy in our...
What white supremacy are you talking about? I mean, I cannot stand hearing them use this stuff to push their agenda. That harm of white supremacy and this and that. How would you even identify white supremacists? I mean, these donkeys walk around constantly throwing that out there. And I'm saying, what is a white supremacist? Identifying. I need to know where they're at. I mean, y'all loosely throw this statement out there constantly. How are we going to ever deal with these white nationalists and white supremacists if we don't see them? So any white person that disagrees with you is now a white supremacist. That's what you're saying. Any white person that don't vote for Democrats, a white supremacist. Any white person who don't want their border open and legal immigrants coming across them is a white supremacist. This crap, man, needs to be called out when they say it. Don't wait. Don't let them finish their little press conference and just fire all these things out there. Somebody needs to stop them right there. Excuse me. I hear you keep mentioning white supremacy. What defines a white supremacist? Because there's a lot of white people in America, and y'all always say that it's a rise of white supremacy and it's running rampant. How will you quantify that? Where are the stats? Where are they all located? What are the characteristics? What are their secret messages and words that they use? Do they have a code that they use? Or are you just slinging that out there and expecting nothing to happen like this?
Our community going unchallenged. And whereas our immigrant and undocumented neighbors, especially those of Latinx heritage.
Our community of undocumented, they're illegal immigrants. And then you got the nerve to redefine them, a Latinx heritage.
Face daily fears and threats from individuals and institutions such as ICE.
I told y'all. Puffy, hold me down. Well, not Puffy. I don't want him to hold me down, that's for sure. But this fool, I think the threats of ICE and, oh my God. That dude's a traitor, man. He's treasonous. You're protecting the criminals and demonizing ICE for doing their job. ICE is the threat. And look what it led to. If that guy was removed by ICE, Lakin would be alive.
And whereas for the Athens community to be whole, it is necessary that families and loved ones remain together and that all people, including those without documentation, feel...
They would have been together if they would have stayed in Guatemala or wherever they were at. But Joe Biden, search the border.
Feel welcome and comfortable.
You see, Kelly welcomed illegals, shut out ICE, now an American girl's dead.
And then watch this, guys. As he's on the hot seat and getting yelled at by all these people. Watch what he does. He's about to pull the Trump card. The blame Trump card. This is the wrong time. Somebody in his corner should have been like, don't bring up Trump right now. Trump's the hero in this. Don't try to blame him right now. But what does he do?
It wasn't white supremacy that killed her. It was white guilt. And we don't care what color migrants are. America's the land of immigrants. But protecting criminal illegals from deportation doesn't make you look like you have a big heart. Makes you look like you have a small brain. And anybody who uses the phrase Latinx is a joke.
Thank you.
This guy Kelly, who just said it's not a sanctuary city, then says we had to make it a sanctuary city to protect migrants from Trump.
Y'all, I don't know. I don't know how anybody votes for Democrats. So, immigrants had to be protected from Trump.
While 2019 was not that long ago, you might remember the dynamic we were living in the late teens in this country, where you had the President of the United States speaking in the most vile terms about people who were foreign born. And you had that notion metastasizing in places like Charlottesville.
Thank you.
He says there's no such thing as migrant crime.
You hear them go off on him? Unbelievable. That means you know. The foreign born. Nobody was talking about foreign born people. Nobody was talking about that. He was talking about illegal immigrants, like the one that killed Laken Riley. That's what he was talking about. The one that he said, you know what? They're sending us their worst. Murderers, gang members, all of that. And guess what? It was true. It was all 100% true. And you're up here lying in these people's face who is grieving and who is upset and trying to say you had to become a sanctuary city because of mean old Trump's words. That right. He was demonizing foreign born people. He's still lying. He still can't tap out. He still can't just admit, my bad. That's enough to make people want to jump across that little podium right there. Because you're sitting there belittling all of their intelligence, and thus you hear them yell out. Going, what the crap? What? Come on.
I caution against conflating immigration and crime. The data demonstrates that the two are not connected.
There it is, man. The immigration and crime. No, they are connected, and guess what? Y'all are hiding it.
The reasons he can state that there's no correlation between illegal immigration and crime is because all of the cities in the country are sanctuary cities, so they don't report any of the illegal alien crime to the FBI. So at the end of the year, they don't have the statistics. This man's an idiot. You want to know the data that connects illegal immigration and crime? Laken's dead body. That's all the data you need. Migrant crime is so much worse than what's reported because sanctuary cities hide it. All the American cities, the big ones, are sanctuary cities, and they don't report migrant crime to the FBI. Plus, the government labels all these migrants white. Look at the police report.
Yeah, because we wouldn't want these people. See, only time they talk about them being people of color is when they want to exploit this and use identity politics. But when they commit a crime, all of a sudden, well, you know what? Let's just say they're white.
The cops classified Jose as white.
Oh,
he's from Venezuela, doesn't speak English, name's Jose, and he's white.
Should someone who is here without documents, and that is his only offense, should that person be deported?
That person should not be the focus of deportation. We should fundamentally change the way we deal with them.
I want to put up again.
He should go to jail with Jose. That's what should happen. That guy should go to jail with him. And Mucus and that mayor. Anybody who could have stopped this and didn't should go to prison with that guy.
The list of charges that this man is accused of doing to this young woman.
Now remember though, guys, only if you commit a felony once you're in the country. That's the only reason you should get deported.
Again, Mr. Swecker, your thoughts on the suspect?
Yeah, unfortunately, I hate to beat this immigration issue, border issue to death here, but you can draw a direct line between the open borders and this death. We don't know who's coming across the border. You know, this young man didn't just spontaneously combust into being a criminal overnight. This is someone who has committed crimes before. He's committed crimes in the United States, as a matter of fact. The only right.
There you go. That guy, born criminal, came over here as a criminal. I mean, you got to be a full-blown criminal. Maybe he forgot he was in the United States because he might have got away with it down there in South America. But this guy was bold enough to just snatch somebody and do that and think that nothing's going to happen. I don't see what the problem is. And I thought I was still in South America. But somehow y'all let me slide in with a fake ID and get caught several times and release me. Release me. See? And look at this fool.
Rationale for deportation will be whether or not you've committed a felony while in the country.
Somebody go get me the football so I could throw it and hit him in the groin. football in the groin.
We have no way of vetting these people, whether he was a got-away or whether he was actually processed, and it sounds like he was. He was paroled into the country. We can't talk to Venezuela. We don't know what his criminal record is in Venezuela, and I would guarantee you there is one. So what we're doing is unleashing criminals and terrorists and spies into our country.
Undocumented person. There you go. Thank you, Biden, for clearing that up. Undocumented person. Y'all see what they're doing to our country? You see the risk that they put our citizens at? I'm almost done. I'm almost done, guys. I keep stopping because they keep saying stupid stuff, and I keep wanting to have visions of just...
Crossed illegally in September of 2022 at the El Paso borderline and again released into the United States on parole.
The catch and release, you know what he's talking about there? If in fact you had a family came across and they were arrested, they in fact were given a date to show up for their hearing. They were released. I mean,
and I'm sure they would. They would do that. It's the dumbest thing ever. Yeah. See, once again, Democrats have to appear to be dumb so they can be evil. That's what they have to do. Because any rational thinking person would say, wait, there are people that comes across our border illegally. And when we catch them, our response is to release them into the country. Why even catch them? Why even catch them? That's the dumbest policy ever. No, it makes sense. It's humane. So now I'm looking at that and I'm going, no, that's obviously a dumb policy that is being used for malicious reasons. And you're willing to look dumb and incompetent to cover up for your evilness. That's what's really going on. Because me not being an immigration specialist, a border patrol agent, I know that that's dumb. I'm saying, why would you do that? And you're going, I don't care what excuses you're giving me. They're coming for asylum. Still, nope, don't do that. That's stupid. So now, not only that, but once they get in, the only way we deport them is if they commit the felony once in the country, regardless of what the felony could be. Once again, dumb, but not really dumb, evil. So now, finally, Jose there commits the felony with Laken Riley. So now let's deport him. There, they're sending back to Venezuela now. He finally did something wrong, even though he was busted in the U.S. doing all kind of stuff and was released. But according to Joe, only send them back after they commit the crime.
Have opened the borders to, and I'm not saying everybody that comes across the border is a terrible person, but there's a high enough percentage, the risk is so high that it's unacceptable. We're getting gang members from Venezuela, we're getting MS-13.
But that's an acceptable risk for the Democrats. See, when it comes down to their evilness, they always build that into the corruption. They're like, all right, we're going to have casualties, but we're okay with that. Make everybody get the shot. Oh, yeah, some people might have a heart attack and all that stuff, but we're okay with that. Yeah, open up our border. We might lose a couple Americans, get killed by some of these folks, but we're okay with that. These are the most evilest people, and they're running our country into the ground. Look what they've done to us, y'all.
I think some countries are actually emptying their prisons like Castro did in 1980 onto the United States. And they come from lawless places. They have no respect for the rule of law or police or authorities. And they pretty much do whatever they please. They live in an underground society. That alone, is a...
Yep. Let's go and wrap it up. Look at this, guys.
It's not going to stop.
It's not going to stop.
Nor should we want it to stop.
Those two right there should be side by side in a cell. These two right there. It's not going to stop because we aren't trying to stop it. We're doing everything we can to encourage it, protect it, all of that stuff. These are evil men. I mean, the evilists. You are betraying your people and destroying our country in many ways beyond repair. I mean, do you know how hard it is going to be to dig out all of the criminal element, to just try to track it down, to try to stop any of these murderers that probably got intentions and just walking around? Somebody is going to become a victim again from an illegal immigrant because of these two. and any stupid person that's running a city talking about we're a sanctuary city.
As a matter of fact, it's one of the things I think we can be most proud of.
Football to the groin.
An illegal immigrant charged with the murder of a 22-year-old Georgia nursing student, Laken Riley, is the Venezuelan who reportedly crossed illegally into El Paso back in 2022 and was released into the U.S. on parole.
No, don't let him go.
Hey, you did, Joe.
Model citizens. We owe them. We owe them.
Peter had just picked up the kids and was driving back to their home in Lavon on Highway 78. Their car was struck head-on, killing all three. Margarito Quintero Rosales told authorities he fell asleep at the wheel and his van drifted into the oncoming lane.
I shouldn't even been here,
He was
though.
here illegally. He drove illegally. He was working illegally. And he killed 3 innocent people.
The only rationale for deportation will be whether or not you've committed a felony while in the country.
Well, he did. Killed her family. Oh, oops. Dang, man, my bad. We could have prevented it by making sure he never entered the country. But we went ahead and said, let him roam around, drive illegally. And if he happens to kill a bunch of American citizens in a car accident, all we're going to tell you is, oops, sorry about that. Well, I guess we probably should go ahead and deport him now. After he done killed her whole family. Might as well deport him now. He finally committed that felony. I mean, do you understand how much of a slap in the face? That woman was swallowing, and I know she wanted to just spit in this man's face. And anybody else who was, he's saying the dumbest crap. The only way we should deport them is if they commit a felony. And you know what? We shouldn't detain them. And they should search the border. All of the stuff that leads to these things, this man is saying. And if God forbid a family member or loved one of mine become a victim of this, and then I got to sit here and listen to all of these clips of him saying stuff like this.
We owe them.
Right.
No, you deserve a kick in the groin, football in the groin. And by the way, my disclaimer is I'm not actually encouraging violence. I am talking about metaphorically seeing a football hit Joe Biden in the groin. He would deserve it, and it would also be funny. Let's continue.
We just learned from Border Patrol that just here in the Rio Grande Valley sector, in the last 30 hours, they've arrested 2 murderers, 1 sex offender, and 2 MS-13 gang members.
No crime, we lied.
Recently, they picked up 4 sex offenders in just 48 hours. That includes this guy. Take a look at this mugshot right here. He's a previously deported Mexican national who committed several crimes against children.
Previously deported.
We owe them.
Those crimes include continuous sexual abuse of a child and aggravated sexual assault of a child. Now, somehow this guy was only sentenced to community service and probation. He was
because Democrats. You see why I said this live stream will make you mad? I mean, can you imagine this? You find out something happened to your daughter and you go, wait a minute, hold on, who did this? First of all, he wasn't even supposed to be here. Secondly, how many times was he detained? And thirdly, why was he on probation and not in prison? Do you understand how many questions I would have as a father? And yet, once I gather all that information and I say, all of that, and this dude still managed to make it to my daughter. That man overcame, first of all, getting into the country, overcame being deported, overcame being arrested multiple times, and now has been released on community service to commit the most heinous crime. And I guess now y'all want to get serious. I guess now y'all want to go ahead and deport the man. He finally went too far. We couldn't see that coming, though. I fight a deeper disdain in my heart as I think about what these people are doing to our country. I have to fight it, y'all. Pray for Kevin. I have to fight letting this turn into malignant disgust. You know where I'm going. I don't want to say that H word, but boy, when I see these evil folks get up there, no, let them go. You know what? Undocumented. I shouldn't have said that. And I'm looking at them going, you traitor to your country.
Deported and then apparently tried crossing again.
The only rationale for deportation will be whether or not whether or not you've committed a felony while in the country. We owe them.
It just shows that he has no understanding of immigration or the laws. Catch and release is a disaster. A murderer would come in, a rapist would come in,
Joe don't care.
a very bad person would come in.
Marilyn Ferris.
Yeah, Trump, you're a bigot for saying that. You're a white supremacist for saying that. And the crazy part about it is, Joe does know catch and release is stupid. All the Democrats know the immigration law. And you would find that out real quick if they felt that they couldn't benefit off of all these illegal immigrants. They would all of a sudden become experts on our immigration laws if all of these illegal immigrants started voting for Republicans. They came and talking about, we want to be Republicans. You would find they would dust off all of their law books and be like, all right, the code here says these people can't just come across. They know the law. They have bent it and manipulated it to fit what we're seeing right now. Look at this, guys, but there's no crime. We're lying.
Was home alone asleep when police say she was sexually assaulted, strangled, and beaten in the head with a hammer. She died a week later. One of her alleged attackers is 29-year-old Victor Martinez Ramirez, in the U.S. illegally.
Undocumented person.
Yeah, so now we better go ahead and deport him. That man murdered somebody. You got to go back to your country now. See? Or does he now become a part of our system and we got to take care of him? Throw him in prison for however long, take care of him. Because the Biden administration, we're taking in all of the other countries' problems and creating more problems for our own country. Man, Democrats suck.
In trouble previously with the law. Martinez Ramirez was arrested 6 times in the last 15 months.
Only 6?
In May of last year, he was charged with felony assault with intent to commit sexual assault.
Well, wait, isn't that a felony? Shouldn't he have been deported, according to Joe? Or was ICE not allowed to go ahead and grab him and snatch him and take him away?
No, don't let him go.
Catch and release is a disaster. We have to release them into
And
our
that's what
country.
Joe has been doing.
These people are just waiting.
Look at it.
They're waiting for a chance to be able to contribute fully.
Does that look like they're waiting right there? Does that look like they're waiting, Joe?
They become Americans before a lot of Americans become
Yeah,
Americans.
they're definitely trying to become Americans the illegal way, pushing right past our border patrol.
We have to surge. We have to surge to the border.
We have a secure border.
Do you see all the
border is secure. The border is closed, and that's what we're focused on.
Oh, the 11 million people living in the shadows, I believe they're already American citizens.
How dare he say that? These are the most evil people. Oh, God. I'm going to have to go ahead and take a shower after this show. I got to clear my mind. Where's Gizmo? I need my comfort dog. We're almost done. We got 1 minute and 30 seconds before Kev blows his top.
Welcome, my fellow Americans. First and foremost, I want to thank you for choosing us, believing that America is worthy of your aspirations.
Where's the boss?
If Joe Biden's illegal alien migrants do not go back to their countries, we will never get our country back. But we're going to take them back because they're not going to go back. We're going to take them back.
Can you dig it?
I can dig it.
Can you dig it?
On day one of my administration, I will terminate every open border policy of the Biden administration, and we will begin the largest domestic deportation operation in American history because we have no choice.
Can you dig it?
You tell them I'm coming, and hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me!
See the boss? See the boss? There it is.
Can you dig it?
I can dig it.
Can you dig it?
I can dig it.
Can you dig it?
And I can't wait until it's dug. Can't wait until it's dug. I will be a volunteer getting folks out of here. No, it's okay. You don't have to pay me. It's on me. It's on the house. This is unbelievable what they've done to our country in 3 years. Now, can you imagine another 4? Can you imagine that? I mean, we would not even recognize the country. We are teetering. We are teetering on the brake of destruction when it comes down to America. And they have single-handedly done this in 3 years. So guys, you see what they've been doing. And that's just one category, illegal immigration. I mean, they are trying to destroy us on multiple fronts. And we're fighting. We're fighting back. And I have to give it to Trump. He is taking arrow after arrow and somehow keep moving forward. So, hey, I mean, watching him do it, I can't complain. I'm like, we got to do it. We got to do it too. Dang on it. So hopefully the Lord will continue to put his hand on Trump, strengthen him, and his hand on us and the country as a whole, as Democrats are trying to attack Christianity, trying to push demonic just ideas and behaviors when it comes down to our kids. The kids. What do you got to be a special type of evil? As we saw them earlier in the show, addressing the kids. You shouldn't even be mentioning the kids in regards to that at all. At all. Let alone they're talking about the whole community, but then inserting the kids, man. And that just goes to show how demonic that party is. They are openly demonic and got the nerve to try to walk around pretending they wear the white hats and they're fighting for democracy and equality. Demon filled, man. Disgusts me. I'm sorry, y'all. So anyway, I knew it. I knew tonight, man, after I was going through those clips, I'm like, these folks are tearing this mother down. Now, I know they are, but good grief. They ain't got the nerve to be talking about the Republicans are lying. They're politicizing this. They're saying that trying to cover up for all of these crimes, so I had to expose it. Had to do it like I always do. Now, God bless y'all. God bless America. Now, please do me a favor. Hit that like button. Share my videos. Follow me on other platforms. X. Follow me on Truth Social. All of that. I'm still learning Truth Social. I don't know how to post a video and the thumbnail pops up. I'm still struggling learning how to, play around with X. But follow me anyway. Find me on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook rather. And then, my alternative channel. Please subscribe to that. Text MAGA to this number. And then finally, if you want to support the channel financially, you can by contributing to my monthly fundraiser. The link is right below the video. And also, don't forget, I have a corner store, which I am totally exhausted right now. I've given my all when it comes down to these clips right here, especially as I watch these folks. I'm like, I wish I had even more to give them. But I've exhausted myself talking about them, so I need to go rest my vocal cords so I can come back tomorrow, same time, same place. So God bless y'all. God bless America. And we will see y'all tomorrow in Kevin's Corner. Thanks for all of y'all that watched the show and hung in there the whole 2 hours. This is our city. Yeah. God bless.